Hey, it's almost there. Hey, welcome back to Class Culture. How is your weekend? Mine is great. I hope you had a good weekend. Yes, I am going to bust out all of these so I can be caught up by Monday. Yes, boom, 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 boom. Even if it's one video in between, I'll be caught up because I looked at the calendar, Hearts of Gold, and I said, nope, nope, nope. I got to do it. I got to do it. So I hope you're having a good day. I had a great day. Everyone is back at home, and I'll hit live when I hit live. I want to be productive. I'm even going to record my word of worship. And I see you when I see you. There's a lot going on. And guess what? Everybody needs a break, right? And I hope you are enjoying this weekend. So let's get started. On this episode of Oddities and Curiosities, we're going to talk about lore, myth, and tales. Lore, myth, and tales. There is a slight difference between each, let's say, topic. Give me a second. Let me turn this off. And we're going to go over that. We're going to look at images, we're going to look at webbies, and we're going to look at definitions. And this should be a really, really cute episode. It's nothing really, it's not a lot, but it's enough. But it covers everything you need to know about each and every topic. We're going to talk about lore, tales, fairy tales, myth, Halloween stories. And I forgot to put in here because I was also looking under did I not put it in here? I'm always seeing something I forgot to put in. Campfire stories. Okay. I sure did. Let me copy that. That's why we're chilling here over in Class Culture because, you need a break sometime. And at the same time, you want to talk about something interesting. This is episode 6. So here we go. Almost, wow, October 6th. Nope, let me take that back. Well, according to this video, it's October 6th, episode number 6 for Vlogtober. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 websites. I was gonna do an extra, and I said no. Let me just do it. I'm falling within my hour. Welcome, new subscribers. Thank you so much. Welcome, new members. Shout out to everyone, the international crew, all of you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my golden heart. I'm sure you're having fun because guess what? The numbers reflect it. Our views are growing. Thank you very much. Shout out to the new subscribers. New subscribers to our membership, the Click, because we are on a 100 subscribers drive. If you're in the future and beyond and you hear that, hit it anyway. I don't foresee in the near future where I'm going to change the prices or anything like that. The bottom price is $1.99, and you get to see all my videos that I like to come in and say hi to you and talk behind the scenes. Maybe you want to ask a question. Maybe we just want to chill and talk for 10 or 15 minutes. It is what it is. I'm getting used to it. Sometimes I'll do something during the day and I say to myself, oh shoot, that I could have did that with our members only. Just put some content back there behind the scenes, that type of thing. And guess what, you guys? The videos that we've always done back in the Click are still there. So you can hit those replays as well. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the reminder buttons and all that good stuff. I can see you guys just looking at my whole channel, checking out all my playlists, and I appreciate that so much. So thank you, Hearts of Gold. You matter to me. My day ones, you're everything. I know you're still here, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And we are going to get back on topic, but I just want to let you know again, we're going to do our vision board. I got everything. I got all my supplies. I have my glue stick. Now, last year, I only showed you pictures and I showed you magazines and things like that. I'm going to do it live and in living color in front of you. So I don't have to repeat what we did last year. I do have a playlist and I will be sharing those. I will put that playlist in the description box. on those videos so you can see how you can collect. Sorry, something is always weird. It's like, okay, I'm just adjusting something. Um, I don't want to repeat. We're just going forward, and I think people can figure it out. You can either Google vision board on Yahoo, Google, YouTube. You can Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter. You know what to do. We're just past that. But shout out to everyone that is into vision boards. I've done vision boards like all of my life. You can do a vision board for every month. Okay, get into that. I just do it once a year. And last year I said I only wanted 25 views per video. You guys have blessed me, and I appreciate you each and every day. I open my eyes and I can thank you. I give you flowers now. So yeah, I appreciate you. Next year it'll probably be like 100, but it is what it is. I'm here for the growth. Trust me. I'm not trying to stop the flow of things, but I'm still busy. I'm still growing, but I got a feeling that we will do just as well. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart so much. So let's get on with it. Lore. Let's start with lore first. Now, if you are a Star Trek fan, I know what you're thinking, but it's not that. But of course, I got those pictures, right? It's an inside joke. If you don't know, then you'll probably figure it out when we see images here in a minute. And it's also the subject matter and titles of movies and books and things like that. But okay, lore. A body, let me make sure you can see that. Yeah. Don't you love that maze back there? That's why I left it up there for a moment. I love staring at images like that. It's just mystical and fanciful and a little steampunk, a little wicked. I love stuff like that. All right. A body of traditions and known, or sorry, let me slow down. A body of traditions and knowledge on a subject or held by a particular group, typically passed from a person to person by word of mouth. So lore is not necessarily written down. It's not rumor. It's not holiday or celebratory. It's just something that is said, word of mouth, a body of traditions. It can be a vow. You take a vow of whatever. But yeah, they're written down, but these are more like stories. Okay. But it is passed down. Again, a lot of our cultures and a lot of people, let's just go 500 years ago. Pardon me. The voice is coming back, but it's like breaking up back there. Yeah, it was really weird. I had a cold in my throat. Have you ever heard of that? I looked at the doctor like, are you insane? He's like, no. Okay. But yeah, and it is breaking up. So finally, it was just weird. It was sort of like if you have a cold, but if you don't take medicine for it, it's going to be your immune system is fighting to kill it, but you're not adding anything to it to break it up. So when I finally started taking cold medicine after I believed him, then it started finally breaking up. Otherwise, I would have been hoarse forever. And it's coming back. I don't feel like it's my voice, but it's coming back. All right. A body of traditions and knowledge on a subject or held by a particular group, typically passed from person to person by word of mouth. Right? So you can look at everything else. Here they're talking about the film. So what is the purpose of lore? Here we go. We just read that, but let's read it for the sake of it. Lore is a body of knowledge or tradition that is passed down among members of a culture, usually orally, and that is definitely African culture. definitely. Um, Responsible for spreading the word on mythical figures like Santa Claus, even though it's written down. Do you see what they mean? Before it was written down, it was passed down. And that still happens because a lot of cultures are illiterate. Not because they're bad, it's just because like I said, go back to 500 years ago, they weren't bad. They just worked in the agriculture field, or they didn't have access to schools. Schools weren't modernized. People who were scholars went to institutions, were upper echelon. It was very rare that a peasant or a baker's son would go to college. They became the baker because the dad passed away. So yeah, it was family, passed on down, 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 down. Then when institutions became, like they call it public school, when that concept came into societies, then people sent their children to school to learn to read. Then where did the lores go? Into the pages of books. So yeah, that's the concept of lore. Now, what is next? Myth. Or let's do tales. Yeah. Because some of them, it's sort of kind of the same, but I wanted to cover everything for us here in class culture. Why not? So, among many reasons, tales should be are set to become the best interactive storytelling platform because it gives writers two powerful things: freedom and flexibility. Now think about it. Maybe a writer didn't is not African, but they have they've heard these things. They're learned, they're writers. So they take what they've heard and they write it down. Therefore they're tales. They're, it, for lack of a better, term. Okay, here. It's usually imaginative narrative of an event. So it might not be the culture. It might not be factual. Okay. An intentionally untrue report, falsehood, always refer to the tale to the truth. Always preferred to the tale to the truth. Okay. Sir Winston Churchill. Again, falsehood always preferred the tale to the truth. They want to hear the lie. A series of events or facts told or presented, an account, but it's usually not true or it won't match. Let's just say this person was a traveled person. They were in the town or the, whatever. What did they call them? The village in Africa. They heard the lore, then they traveled back and they wrote down the tale and they added their own, they embellished. That would be a tale. And here again, Winston Churchill. Falsehood always preferred the tale to the truth. Sometimes the truth is just it's right there in their face and they don't like it. It they don't it makes them feel a way, right? And then the writer will embellish. We watch that all the time, don't we? We watch it on YouTube, we watch it in movies, we read about it in books, we play video games. It's a tale. It's a falsehood. It's not reality. It's untrue account. Okay? All right. So that's the difference. So I bet you before that we would have had a little maybe a debate. Well, there is no debate to be had. Okay? So it's all about knowledge and demonstrating what things actually mean. So here, myth. Now here's the picture. Okay, it's about 6 terrifying Greek myths. To now I visited that and I saved it. But guess what? All you have to do is put it in there, and there it is. And you get all these lovely pictures. That's Pegasus, right? The winged horse, right? So you get all this goodness, and then you have a Greek myth. story myth, story streamer. Interesting. Look at his eyeballs. I love people who have fun. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. So at the top, Greek siren creation, Hercules, dragon, Zeus, Pandora's box, Medusa, etc., etc. Let's go to all. Ask a Greek person to say Hercules. It is not Hercules, it's Hercules. I love how they say it. I'm sure I said it wrong, but that's as close as I can get. It's beautiful to hear them say it. The H is almost silent. A traditional story, especially one concerning the early history of a people or explaining some natural or social phenomenon, and typically involving supernatural beings or events, a widely held but false belief or idea. So the first one is sets it different from lore, tale, and myth. Okay. It's about a phenomena, okay, natural or social, and it usually involves something supernatural. So that's the difference between the three. So, congratulations. Now you can explain it, even if you had to put it down in writing. Okay, here are some synonyms or similar words. Okay, legend. Now they have tell in there, but that's kind of right? Fable, saga, allegory. Okay, here's a simple definition, but I like it because it gives you more. Myth, a symbolic narrative, usually of unknown origin. That's a difference, right? Because a lore, you know exactly where it came from, or you can identify the people with it. Usually of unknown origin and at least partly traditional. Um, let me see. Okay, it distinguishes from symbolic behavior. It is distinguished from symbolic behavior, cult ritual, and symbolic places or objects, temples, and icons. It's usually associated with religious belief. So, a myth, you might find some myths in the Bible. Okay, now there we go. You know, I was going to take that picture and let me make sure I pronounce this right. Copy. That's what we do here. Paste.
Ostensively.
Ostensively. Apparently or purportedly, but perhaps not actually. Meaning it's false. Get out of here. Okay.
Ostensively.
Ostensibly. So, oops. Fancy words for false. That ostensibly falsely relates to actual events, and that is especially associated with religious beliefs. So there you go. It's convoluted. That's a big old nasty definition for it's not real. It is distinguished from symbolic behavior. I don't understand what they mean by that. It is distinguished from symbolic behavior. Okay, symbolic, meaning shake a hand or hug. What's the opposite of that? Some type of, a nod or a secret handshake, symbolic places or objects, temples and icons. What's the opposite of that? Open fields and some new symbol or code you can't crack. What? They doing too much, right? But yeah, it's interesting. But those are the three differences between lore, tell, and myth. Okay, I like this one. Sorry, not sorry. Explaining some natural or social phenomenon. You know, Hercules, right? Totally unnatural for someone to be that strong and, to do all of that. And you're like, yeah, okay. They make him larger than life. They romanticize. When I tell people all the time, well, You know, if those people were walking around in the country for days and days and days, you know, they were musty. You know, that type of thing. And they go, oh, that spoils the image. Well, no, it's not. It's reality. It's the reality of it. And they probably, what did they eat? Did they go around town just begging? They didn't have a job. You know, that's my mind. And I like keeping it 100. Do I have that down there? Yeah, let's put that down there. Thank you so much for your subscription. And yeah, that's what we do over here in Class Culture. We talk about it, but we also keep it 100 because I can't exist any other way. Yeah. So what's next? We did lore, we did tales. We did lore, tales, myth. Let's do fairy tales. Now, what did we learn about tales? There's some falsehoods, but it's entertainment. It's enjoyment. You know, nobody's trying to, squash anybody's happy time. Why do I keep closing windows? Rika, fairy tales. Now, my mom was a school teacher, okay, and she told fairy tales. But as I got older and grew out of fairy tales and enjoyed Disney, remember every Sunday for the old heads, she would explain them when she felt I was ready, or we would have a discussion, or she would open up the floor to certain things. So she knew her daughter wasn't growing up thinking that, Beauty was sleeping in a box waiting for somebody, things like that. So, and it's okay. And when she understood that I understood, she was like, oh, okay, you're good. I see, I'm good. Fairy tale, wonder tale, magic tale, fairy story, or that marching is an instance of European folklore genre that takes the form of a short story. Can you imagine lore from what, 800 years ago? Of course, the story is going to change. It wasn't written down. People have different versions. They lost some things along the way. And eventually, by the time someone was smart enough to start writing things down, it probably changed so much. Just like yesterday, we talked about, or the day before that, my days are running into each other. Stingy Jack. Who knows what that was about, you know? But yeah, story or story. Fairy tales are stories that range from those or in folklore to more modern stories defined as literary fairy tales. Now, someone asked me once when I was in film school, and we had so many writing courses. It was crazy. I was like, I'm not. I hate English, but I write. Okay, I'm talking about correct sentences and all that stuff. We don't care about that. We're just writing scripts. But it drove me nuts because the teachers are English professors, right? And I told him, I said, you know what? I can't wait till these classes are over because you guys are driving me crazy. I'm not here to make correct sentences and essays and shit. Give me the C and I can get out of here. But they loved my creativity. And they would ask me, well, what fairy tale is that based on? I'm like, it's not based on any fairy tale. I made it up. They were like, wow. So you can make your own fairy tales up. I mean, but make them believable. Okay, the seven dwarfs. That's believable. Seven little people 800 years ago living in the woods. Yeah, they were probably picked on. Shout out to Game of Thrones. They should have had more little people. As far as I'm concerned, shout out to the Wizard of Oz. It makes sense. The old crone living in the gingerbread house, riddle, whatever. I mean, really. It makes sense to a certain degree. I like to break it down and then build it back up. So they really enjoyed my storytelling, except, I would always get criticized on, well, that sentence is this and this is that. And I would not even care. But they enjoyed my stories. They sure did. So yeah, those are things I want to bring to life eventually. But yeah, it's a lot. It's all European, but they're fairy tales in other lands. So don't think just Europeans have, the whole market on fairy tales. There are lore, myths, and tales from every continent, every culture on planet Earth. Thank goodness. So if you go back to the top and you look at images, you get all kinds of, right? Snow White, right? Everything, Little Red Riding Hood, you know, all types of things. Then in modern times, they create the characters of all cultures. I mean, it is what it is. The crazy lady in the woods, that type of thing. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. That's one of my favorite songs. But yeah, and they change it. Look, cultures change it as they should. It should fit their culture, right? So yeah, it goes on and on and on. Here she is, and I mean, it didn't eat her. What happened? So, how did she survive? Okay, right? And the princess, and it's crazy. It's eh, kissing a frog, really. There's probably some weird twist to the story, Cinderella and the pumpkin and the carriage, it's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, you have to just take it with a grain of salt, enjoy it. But then when you grow out of it, it's okay. And don't spoil it for the little ones coming up. Fairy tale anime. I'm looking over here, related search, fantasy, fairy tales, Cinderella. There's a million, is that Gulliver? I forgot his name. Lilliput. I can see a lot of them. I forgot. Now that the little guy is growing up, I can start, reading these things. But he has parents. They do that. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, isn't that scary? You have to be careful what you share with kids. But then again, they can take it. They can take it. I think it has a lot to do with teaching them danger. If you're that adult sharing this fairy tale with that child, and you're with them and they're sitting next to you, and you're in the bed, and you're clean and warm and safe, we can read it. They'll read the lesson, and it's like, listen to mommy and daddy, and then they'll be like, yes, because you're keeping me safe and warm, and protected, and I won't ever go out in the forest, and I won't ever wander away on my own. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, it can be pretty scary. I would never, teach my kids to be afraid of old people. But then again, you got to be careful. They should only be with you anyway, right? So yeah, I get it. That was like a Sesame Street way of explaining fairy tales. So that's not why we're here. But yeah, next. We did lore, tales, fairy tales, myth, Halloween stories, and campfire stories. Let's do campfires first. Then we'll do Halloween. And then we'll do the websites. My kids were never afraid. I think because they were twins, they had an automatic playmate. And I was with them at home until 5. We were in Germany. They went to school at 3. Then we moved back to the States when they were 5. They could have took 3rd grade. I said, no, I want them to be normal. So they were always more intelligent because they had a head start. And then I went back to work after they were 5. So they were solidified, safe, solidified. I ingrained them. They were raised properly. They were safe. They knew how to take care of each other when mommy and daddy weren't around, all of that stuff. But a lot of children don't have that. And I recognize that. You can only hope that the people that you put your children in the trust of care, whether you're paying for it or not, are loving on them the same exact way. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I even did daycare for a year. I became a daycare provider overseas for a year because, we were a young couple in the military and everything. And I was like, nah, I'm going to stay home for one more year. And then it was a gravy after that. But yeah, it was, I couldn't do it. I knew I wasn't ready. I even cried when they went to 1st grade overseas. They were only 3. They had to be potty trained too, you guys. I know that's TMI, but yeah, over in Germany, they entered first grade at age 3. So in North America, a campfire story is a form of oral storytelling performed around an open fire at night. So I'm over here. Okay. Oh, that's just books, but still. Okay. Typically in the wilderness, largely connected with the telling of stories having supernatural motifs or elements of urban legend. Now you can go to the library and get all kind of campfire stories. I don't try to commit them to memory. I just read them right out the book, or you can do it on your smartphone, but if you're camping, you shouldn't have it on. But some of them I know by memory, but not a lot, you know. Uh, Here they give you some ideas. What are some good campfire stories? So maybe we'll do one. I'll be in the dark. So I don't want to. I'm no spoil alerts. How do you start it? Well, once you get everybody around the fire and you've eaten, and the fire is crackling, or put a fire on your computer and have fun under a tent with a little fella or a little lady and just tell the spooky story. It's fun. I like spooky stories. hmm 17 friendly spooky stories. Oh, it did it. hmm So there you go. Now I know you don't see that. Let me see if you see that. No, you don't see that. Something popped up on my computer. Yeah, I got nervous. So maybe this can be okay, this can be a extra. I wanted to see if it was gonna work. Yeah, my firewalls are amazing. Let me make sure I don't have it already. Yeah, there you go. I just felt the need to share those with you. And then everyone goes around and tells a tale, or they can talk about something that's scary that happened to them. Okay, it's nothing like a spooky story near a campfire. If you've never experienced it, do it. Put it in your on your bucket list, or for once in my life list, or whatever. Yeah, it's so much fun. I used to go camping all the time. Grew up in Michigan. We would have retreats. We would go with the church, and when we were in the military, they would have retreats in mountains or wilderness, and it was so much fun. It's good for recreation, just to get you out of the city. It has to be in wilderness, or it don't hit right, because you're in the wilderness and it's a little scary, right? So Halloween stories. Okay, when you pull that down, you get a bunch of things: classic, popular, scary, preschool, spooky. I like the word spooky. A ghost story is any piece of fiction or drama that includes a ghost. Okay, so there you go. Or simply takes at or simply a premise to the possibilities of ghost or characters' belief in them. Okay, the ghost may appear on its own accord or be summoned by magic. And if you are into sci-fi or sci-fi channel, people actually go looking for ghosts. I stopped watching them like a year into it, because after a while, it's staged. Child, it's just they full of it. But if you want to go on a trek to a scary house or a haunted something in town, go for it. Now here is a bunch of them. Here's the tale, here's the author. Enjoy. Okay? I got you, boo. All right. Now let me see this. Well, that's a pretty bikini, huh? They're trying to get me to buy things, y'all. You know how it is. Okay. Let me make a copy of this. I'll put this in extra too, because I couldn't resist. I have to force myself sometimes not to hit these links, because that's how fast I do when I'm preparing for you guys. So Halloween stories, okay? Ooh, that's a pretty. Let's shoot. You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back. Now you notice I put in Halloween stories, and then ghost stories came up. So let me show you what happens when you put in ghost. Okay. I like the Halloween stories better. So you want me to go back? Yeah, because it gave me this. So there you go. It was just a choice. And I like to share and give you choices here in Class Culture. Okay. So you also get books. You also, even if you don't even want to buy a book, you don't want to touch it, you could go here. Once upon a time, when it was this kid named Jack, he asked his mom if he could go out to the haunted Halloween house. And his mom said, "Oh, okay. Don't get scared." I always change words. They started going to the house, and Jack, he wasn't scared of anything. Then they go in, and then mom and his son was going in, and then they went into this room, and then they saw this door, and the door led to something creepy, and then Jack's mom was really scared, so they went to the door, and boom, it was a zombie, and everybody jumps, and then they chased him down, and then you tell your story, and you have fun, and based on who the person is listening, you just laugh, or you giggle, or you go, "Ooh, wow." So, I mean, they go on and on. I just hit images, you guys, and on. Put your little flavor on it. You don't have to read it word for word, but that's how I used to do it. And we would giggle and laugh, and then, it's bedtime or whatever. So here you get short stories, Halloween stories, and scary stories to tell in the dark. If it's too much, be nice. You're not trying to scare anybody. You're not trying to hurt their little spirit or hurt their little pride. You're just having fun with spooky little stories, right? So good. We have 20 minutes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you've seen the extra, but it's down below in the description box. So let me grab this. Give me a second. Copy. Yeah, I could tell stories forever and ever. I don't know. How about next year I just come and tell a spooky story with music in the back and all of that. Somebody can remind me. All right. Sorry, I'm just changing something. Might as well do it in real time. Okay. So, yeah, I could tell a story in like 5, 4, 3. Someone said they really like my story times. I'm like, really? Maybe I'll do some uploads. Because I get distracted when you guys are here with me. I have a million stories. Even the story times that I've given you guys choices, the other 2 stories are still hanging out there. So, how many story times have I had? What? Let's just say 10. So that's 20 stories hanging out in the wind, right? So, yeah, there you go. Maybe I'll do that and just upload them. But yeah, okay. So, what's the first website? It's called, sorry. Okay, I have to look at the tab and the icon to get the right one so it'll flow. Okay, so we already, Etsy is stalking me. So we already talked about lore, but this is down below. Look, crossword clues for lore. Okay, here it's like a million. Let me make it big. Descriptions for what we just went over. A million. Yeah, I said it. A zillion. How about that? Get into it. Oh, wow. Okay, let's just stop here. Passed down, traditional, anecdotal, legendary. Let's go to the top. I'm like, oh, wow. Folklore, folk mythology, ancient tales, right? Ancient knowledge, the stuff of legends, tales of old. Okay. Wow. I was like, ooh, focus, because I will stay here for a week. Wow. Old accounts, myths, hidden temples. Okay, we gotta go. Okay, it's a lot going on here. And I'm even going to bookmark this for myself. Awesome, right? I'm going to put that here. And over here, look, rhyming, words starting with, words ending with, words containing, words, I'm not sure what that means. Rhyme, okay, mask. Wow. Fun, right? So let me just, before I leave, wives' tale. Oh, no, thank you. I don't want, yeah, I was just talking about that, right? I don't want to be an English major or whatever. So you put up wives' tale. I guess that's for the crossword, you know, the up and down, how many letters and things. But then it keeps going. Elders teaching. So if you're into crosswords, this, I guess this is like cheating, but it's not. But it's also um, a list of every phrase regarding lore, storytelling, whatever. And you could just cross reference it and Google whatever you find. Right? Okay, sorry. I'm just looking. Okay, get out of there. You'll be there all day long. I love doing this because I, Gigi, get to come back here and get all of my resources just by hitting links in the description box. This is awesome. This is better than a bookmark as far as I'm concerned. So let's go to the next thing. Story. Story Nori. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Where is it? Here we go. Audio. So if you're into audio and you don't want to pay, there are plenty of ways to listen to audio without paying. And we are in a pandemic. We are in tough times. The economy is down. We are going to pull ourselves out of there, but we have to be patient. So free, right there, free. Even if you don't want to say the scary stories, just like Gigi Darling, you guys can put on headphones or just hit play and listen to them for free. It's right there. Let somebody else do the hard work. Okay? Scary stories. I don't know if that's scary, but there you go. Okay? Right? Oop, he's not happy, is he? Okay. So let's go back up. Fairy tales. Okay? Give it a minute. It's just chugging along. And I cleaned out everything. I swear to you guys, everything's clean. Phone is clean. Everything clean. It's get over it. Okay. So everything, every fairy tale under the sun is here. Okay. Now you go to the top. Just don't want to go fast. Myth and poems and music is back there, but I'm not going to hit that just for the sake of this video. Rome, Norse, and other stories from around the world. Okay. There you go. If you hear a weird sound, it's the new refrigerator. It makes a little weird bubbly sound. It's not my stomach. But anyway. Okay. Cool, right? And the different countries. All right. So that's down below. So what's the next thing? Ooh, jittery. All right. So what's the next one? Icebreakers. Now, when I hear the word icebreaker, I think of college, like that first year, and you have that first dance or the first gathering for the students, or you meet somebody for the first time and it's not a date. Is this the same thing? That's the same picture, isn't it? They're using the same picture, aren't they? Okay, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. And it's an icebreaker. And I'm for that because I like that. So here they talk about, unheeded warnings, the killer under the bed. I'm going to the library tomorrow to pick up a bunch of videos, scary things, campfire ghost stories. That's a bonfire. My goodness, right? The Ghost of Rest Haven. Now, I live by the beach. Even growing up in Michigan, we would have bonfires. I don't think they're having them during the pandemic, but who knows? A final performance, doom and gloom, right? So, yeah, this is fun. Tombstone terror. I like the stress at the end of the roar. Yeah, campfire stories for kitties. A grave problem. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and that's down below as well. So those are icebreakers, and don't be afraid to have fun, even if you're around people you don't know. That's the point of an icebreaker. You're around a lot of people you have no clue. Meetup.com is amazing. I can't wait till people start meeting up again because everything is digital, and to me that's boring. But I've been looking around for events, and they're starting to get together, and I'm asking the owner of a lot of these. Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses. That's squeaky. I'm asking the owner of a lot of these groups or the organizer, can I tape or take footage for my YouTube channel? A lot of them say yes, so you'll be seeing that more as well. Not a lot, like a 5-minute or 10-minute video. Like when I went to Las Vegas, just those little uploads, like, okay, I can do this. That was a little test drives. I wanted to see how you guys responded to them. And you like them. It's not a big deal, but that kind of takes a lot of work. And if people aren't appreciating the work, well, you got to put it somewhere where people will appreciate it. And those will definitely be on my film production videos, because I don't know, you have to let the crowd know what your intentions are, and they have to get on board. Okay. So what's next? Global. Let me see what that one looks like. Some of these I think I have to open. Yeah, I don't see that one. I have to open it. It's okay. All right. So yeah, let me copy that one. I think it was just too many, and I just wanted to save some room. Edit, copy. All right. Global. It is taking forever. Okay. This is a really, really good one. Okay. Yeah, this one was worth it, especially for this topic. All right. Myth summary. So this is Oxford Universal Press, global, OUP.com. They talk about interpretation and definition of classical mythology. So if you want to take it to the academic level, here you go. Okay. And look, quizzes, chapters, myth, saga, legend, folktale, right? You'll even hear the word folklore, myth and truth, myth and religion, right? Myth and etiology, rationalism, metaphor, allegory. It's a lot. Freud, dreams. It on and on and on. So enjoy. It goes. I'm just gonna go slow. Okay, but you don't have to delve in it that way. But it's there. There you go. Lots and lots and lots of information. Okay, there you go. All right. So that is down below as well. So what is the next thing? Because I like all levels. I like entry level and I like educated level, because we will leave no stone unturned in class culture. I refuse. So, okay, this is next. I don't know why the little icon isn't showing. You need to be exposed to everything. Definitely here in class culture. So there's the image again. I knew I would come back to it. Let me make sure it's the right thing. Yep. Okay. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take me off. Let's take the banner off. And then I'm going to take me off. And there you go. So 6 terrifying Greek myths to inspire your screenplay. And this is screencraft.org. Now, you might not see the whole thing, but you'll live because I know you will go over it. Interesting, right? Oh, nasty skull there in the back. I love this stuff. First of all, I like to digest it just by looking with some good music in the back or maybe even good food, right? And then after that, I I get with the artist, then I get with the concept, and then I understand what the painting is about and all the components of it and all that stuff. But yeah, I just like looking at it. Oh, look at him in the back. He ain't got no shoes. Okay. Somebody dead, somebody, what happened in the maze? Why they so big in there? It's all, there's a reason why they wanted you to see that. And why they waiting? They waiting for somebody to win. Who they gonna get with? I'm nosy. I'm nosy. So the horror genre is as old as storytelling itself. Authors are wide ranging. Shakespeare, Dante, blah, 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 use terror to deepen and darken their works. In fact, Greek myth, which happens to live in the public domain, I don't even know why they said that, is often underappreciated, not by Gigi, as a source of these tropes. For, of course, everyone's afraid of the Cyclops, but I love when my mom would watch Jason and the magnificent voyages, and all of that. Not Jason. What was his name? What was that pirate's name? What? It's a comedian. Sinbad. Don't ask me what. Jason and the Argonauts. When that stuff came on, oh, we were glued. She used to think like, oh, I thought you would turn out crazy. I'm like, no, I love that stuff. Why? Because it's a lot of more what am I trying to say? Morality telling. And it's just good. That's all I got to say. But yeah, just pictures like this, I love it. I'm going to have a scary room in my home and just have a darkness in there. Yeah. But then they talk about different genres here. So this is down below. And this does help you if you are into that type of screenwriting. Oh, Minos and the Minotaur. Well, there you go. See, we discovered it together. Right? Oh, look at her sandals. Okay. You can all look. I have an arts and crafts therapy. Look at their costumes. I can appreciate something everywhere. Right? Ooh. Hades. Mm-hmm. Nice, right? These painters were awesome. Thank goodness for the American entrepreneur and computers and all that good stuff, because we would lose all of this stuff. Persephone, and all these book writers and painters. We get to look at it. We don't have to do any hard work. Orpheus, really, honestly, if you don't know these stories, get to know the story because you deserve that. I remember one year I just studied mythology and iconology. I mean, it's everything. I had to stop myself because I was obsessed. I would come home from the library with like 12 books. I still do that. I still do that to this day, and I like me. Okay. What's next? 2 more, and then we're done. I think so. Let's see, parade. Okay, yeah, 2 more. Because I'm looking at this other web, and I'm like, nope, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So don't show that one. I should show it to you just because, but I'm not. So let's look at 30 mythical creatures. Now I started here first because I love lawn trolls. My granddad had one, and I still have it. in honor of him, and he would fascinate me. But yeah, mythical creatures. Gollum, Uni, Cyclops, ogre, leprechauns, gnome, right? He called it a troll. Goblins, fairies. She's so cute. Gorgon, mermaid. And the list goes on and on and on. I'm not going to name all of them. Sorry. Let's stop there. Werewolf. Okay. We'll stop there. Okay. The history of the werewolf is incredibly diverse with stories from Germanic pagan cultures. Again, a bunch of people living off the land and in the woods and were illiterate. So that's just the facts of it. I'm not making light or making fun of them or downing them. They just were. They had an oral tradition. Despite such ancient origins, werewolves have obviously remained popular until today. Generally speaking, a werewolf is a human who can transform or shapeshift into a wolf, though stories may differ depending on lore. The full moon may or may not be involved. So there you go. This is parade, entertainment, food, health. Okay, sorry. We're going to go to the top. 30 most the 30 most mythical creatures from folklore, legend, and fairy tale. And why is Ronald McDonald winking at us? These websites are so funny sometimes. But yeah, we did it. Almost there. One more. This was a good one. This was a goodie. A goodie. It was a goodie. All right. So what's the last one? Let's put some logic into it. Fairy tales carry us back to this primordial kind of attention, the attention we gave the world when everything was for the first time. And nothing was electronic. Nothing. That's past us. Even as a troop, a trained soldier, we still have batteries and things. It's a different time for humans. And here it says the acceptance of magic and fatedness in wonder tales can be fruitfully considered. I propose from a child developmental perspective. It's fun. And why not? I like fairy tales too. When I get my old nasty arts and crafts room together, we're going to be making all kind of things that have to do with these subjects. So get into that. Get ready. The golden goose. I don't know what they want me to do at the bottom. I'll try to make this as big as possible. I'm trying not to go too fast. This is the New Republic. So they talk about other things as well. But yeah, this was a great article. The Irresistible Psychology of Fairy Tales. So you can read that, enjoy your research. But yeah, I don't need to delve into the whys and things. Every once in a while it'll spark my interest, but not lately. Why is Daddy stalking me? Oh, I'm building a website. I sure am. Okay. Thank you guys so much for this episode. The sun just dropped out of the sky. Let me turn the light on. I appreciate you. Please subscribe if you're new here, because we have so many more for this series to come, because this is only the 6th, and we look forward to December, because we're going to do cosplay. Now, someone said something to me. It made perfect sense. I said, don't do me like that. And they said, well, think about it. I said, I know, but you just effed me up. This is what they said. They said, well, last year you did Vlogmas. That's Christmas, right? I said, yeah. They said, so you're going to do cosplay for Vlogmas, right? I said, yeah. They were like, well, that's doubling up. You should do cosplay for a different holiday. I'm like, no, not really. And they just really messed me up, you guys. So I don't know. I'll talk to the live audience about it. But I'm like, well, when should I do cosplay? They were like, well, you said Easter. I'm like, well, no, that's Easter Bunny. They were like, yeah, a lot of characters. I'm like, no, I can't do it. So I don't know. They just messed me up in the brain. I'm like, see, I only got 2 more months left in this year. I don't want to do cosplay for November. So I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know. They were like, you could even do cosplay. You could be like a leprechaun every day in March. I'm like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Or you could do like you could dress up every day in I don't know, May. I'm like, nope, it's December. But anyway, yeah, they really messed me up. So thank you for being here. I have lots and lots of playlists. We have lots and lots of content. Always just read the title. Always just hit the reminders on all the upcoming shows. And always, always know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my golden heart. We just have fun over here. It's really laid back. Shout out to everyone that are enjoying these videos. I will be coming live on the 15th. I'm trying to remember the day it falls on. I turned my phone off so I wouldn't be distracted. But yeah, I'll be live talking about everything we spoke about from 1 to 14. And then 16 through 29, we will be live on the 30th to talk about it and add another subject. So yeah, I'll have the live chat and everything. If you're new to my channel, guess what? We have the golden chat, meaning you have to be a subscriber in order to chat. And once you hit the subscribe button, we appreciate you. Subscribe guy is happy and stuff. But you still have to wait that 5-day period until you can chat. So I'm not live every day all the time, but eventually you'll catch up with us and I'll appreciate you so much. I appreciate your time and attention. It means everything. But until next time, hit all the reminder buttons, make a playlist, keep track of Gigi Darling, go to my information page, hit all my social medias, and I will see you VV soon in a video near you. Okay? Bye!